Welcome to this episode of The Breakdown. I'm Mike.
And I'm Austin. So first off, I want to let you know about a new segment that we're going to be trying here on The Breakdown. It's going to be called our Challenge Flag segment. Each week, we will pick a topic to debate, and then me and Michael will have to pick a random side to pick from on the spot, and then we'll have to make an argument for that side. And we look forward to doing it for you. We hope that you enjoy it, and look for our challenge flags, today's episode and future episodes. And as always, thank you for everybody for the support, and keep watching. And the more you watch, the more we're going to keep putting out videos.
I can't wait to win some debates. I'm excited.
You mean I'm going to win some debates?
We're going to find out. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
So, to start off, as always, start of the week. Who you got?
Got to go with Carson Edwards. Definitely a lot of people that could have been, a lot of athletes that could have been stud of the week this week, but got to go with Carson Edwards from the University of Purdue. He had a great NCAA tournament. Not just a great NCAA tournament, but he had an all-time great NCAA tournament. Broke Steph Curry's record for most points all time through the first 4 games of the NCAA tournament. He was on fire. Unfortunately, Duke fell short in the Elite Eight. They lost to Virginia, but he was definitely worthy of my stud of the week. Against Old Dominion, he had 26 points in the first round. Backed it up in the second round against Villanova. He had 42 points. And then again, backed it up again in the Sweet 16 against Tennessee. He had 29 points. And then, guess what he did? He backed it up again. 42 points against Virginia in the Elite Eight. Definitely my stud of the week. Unfortunately, like I said, they lost. But look, great things from Carson Edwards, and I think he deserves it.
Yeah, he had a huge week. Definitely deserved to be stud of the week. Now, my stud of the week is, for everybody that hasn't seen, I haven't looked at any NBA scores, checked the phones, anything. There was a 20, 20, and 20 game tonight, and it was done by Russell Westbrook.
20, 20, and 20.
20 points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists. Yeah. Yes. I said
No,
it.
he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, my
Really
goodness.
did. Go look. It was.
Wow.
I saw that, and every week Russell Westbrook has numbers where you're like, he could be stud of the week. I mean, this week he had that performance, which is great alone, and he had 2 other triple-doubles this week. So the dude is just on a tear right now. Oh, in the game that he didn't get a triple-double this week, he almost did. He had 27 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. So he almost had 4 triple-doubles this week. But, I mean, anytime you have a 20 game, 9 out of 10 times, you're going to be a stud of the week on this show, without a doubt.
Yeah, definitely. Shoot, man. You made Carson Edwards look trash.
Yeah.
Like, you just backed up, like, oh, okay, Russell, are you 20, 20, 20? Okay, let me just put my paper to the side.
Yeah, Russell was the only star of the week this week based off that performance. Right. And that's just insane. So, moving on to our first topic. Somebody called picked the Final Four team right that they were riding with.
And it wasn't me.
Texas Tech, baby. Go Red Raiders. I predicted them right to go to the Final Four, and I'm feeling pretty proud about it. Now, I was wrong about Duke, which... sure, most of the country was wrong about
everybody was wrong about Duke.
Yeah. Most of the country was wrong about Duke. I was right about Virginia, and I had North Carolina in the Final Four as well, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, 1 out of 4 is not good. That's an F, I think.
It was 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4.
Was it 2 out of 4?
Still an F.
Still an F, but okay.
It's a better F.
Yeah.
There's a chance I could still pass. So, but we're going to go to the first matchup on the left side. We're going to have a Texas Tech team going up against a Tom Izzo and Michigan State. I mean, what are your feelings about the game?
I think this is going to be a great matchup. Definitely a great Final Four to watch. Maybe one of the best Final Fours that I've seen so far from a hype standpoint, and they definitely have the potential to be that. I think Michigan State versus Texas Tech is 2 teams that are very alike. They play great defensive basketball. That's where they hang their hat. They have star power. Cassius Winston, Jarrett Culver for Texas Tech, Cassius Winston for Michigan State, of course. Both averaging 19 points a game. I think it's going to be a great matchup between those two. You have, like I said, the great defense being played. You also have great coaching from Tom Izzo. You know he's going to have his team ready to play in the Final Four. So this is tough. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to come down to the wire. I like Michigan State to win this game, though. I know that disappoints you in a way, but I think Michigan State is just a better coached team. I think if you check the boxes, defense, they're pretty even. Star power, pretty even. But I think the coaching, you give the edge to Tom Izzo and Michigan State, and I think that's going to be the difference. So who do you have?
You know what? I'm going to ride with them. I've been riding with them this entire tournament. I'm going to keep riding with them. Texas Tech is going to find a way
Bold
to win.
strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Texas Tech is going to find a way to win this game. And I love, they're playing their best defensive basketball of the season right now. Jared Culver is a guy that not enough NBA teams are talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Like I feel he's locked himself as a top 5 pick personally. The way he's played throughout this tournament and as a season, I love him and Chris Beard. And just the guys just seem like they love to play for Chris Beard. Like they're willing to do anything they can for him. And he seems like a guy I'd want to play for. He's fun. And I love Winston from Michigan State. He's another guy. I probably feel he's one of the best point guards in the nation without doubting. I mean, he was on. He's one of the top 5 Wooden players. So. Without that top 5 first team All-American, so
yeah, everybody's talking about Zion and RJ being on the All-American team.
Winston's the point guard on that.
Cassius Winston's right there with him.
Yep. So Cassius Winston, I feel not up here talking like you were saying about Tom Izzo. Tom Izzo's a Hall of Fame basketball coach. He's gonna have his guys ready, but someone's just telling me, man. Someone's telling me Texas Tech is just gonna find a way.
I think
go Red Raiders.
I think like you were talking about with Cassius Winston, you have him being an underrated player. I think that's gonna be a huge part of this game. You have him and Jared Culver going at each other. I think so. That's going to be a huge part of star power. Some keys to this game, though. Look forward to these being difference makers in this game. I think rebounding is such a huge part of this game. Michigan State is so great at offensive rebounding. They do a great job on the boards, even on defense, and they get a lot of second chance points. They proved that against LSU. They beat Duke with that same formula. So in order for Texas Tech to have a chance, they got to keep Michigan State off the boards, especially the offensive rebounds. I think a second key to this game, I think hustle plays. Hustle plays is so important in any basketball game, but I think it's more important in this game because it's such a closely close-knit matchup. I think this game is going to come down to the wire like we were talking about earlier. I think hustle plays, 1 or 2 plays, loose balls, or anything like that can be the difference in this game. And I think hustle plays is going to be a huge part. Another thing, too, Aaron Henry is a player to watch in this game. Aaron Henry, he's a freshman. He hasn't had a great season from a scoring standpoint. People are going to look at his stats and say, man, why are you talking about Aaron Henry? But he has had a great NCAA tournament. He had a big game against LSU, 6 offensive rebounds. The guy, he plays with heart. He plays with energy. He does a lot of stuff that don't show up on the stat sheet. Loose balls, offensive rebounds. Look for him to have a huge impact in this game. And definitely Texas Tech, they're going to definitely keep him off the board.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the matchup, obviously, as
another thing, too, you're talking about Jared Culver with the draft, too. I wanted to point out, too, like, early in the year, I saw him going as low as 20. The guy has been rising up the draft boards. I think if he leads Texas Tech to a win over Michigan State, he's going to secure himself a top 5 position in this year's draft. And I think a lot of NBA GMs right now would rather have him over a guy like Cam Reddish just because of the consistency of Jared Culver compared to Cam Reddish, who has disappeared sometimes in big games.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that. So moving over to the other side of the bracket, you have a Virginia team who just seemed like they just barely got past everybody they played. Even starting out with the 16 seed they played. They were losing them in the first half. And finally they just pulled away in the second half. But they're coming off a huge game against Purdue, where that game was just epic to watch, where Purdue was literally 1 rebound away from winning the game. But Virginia somehow put a tip ball going all the way back to the other half. The guy slings it down for a floater to send it to overtime for Virginia, which, that's crazy. If you just go look at the playoff, it's insane.
And at that moment, all my Final Four hopes and dreams just flew away.
Yep, I know it was a depressing game for you to watch.
Yeah.
And Virginia just finds a way. When you think they're going to be good, they lose early. And when you're like, this is going to be a year I'm predicting to lose early, they go far. And you're just like, why? Why can't you just do what you're predicted to do? For me, it took me up.
They're like proving us wrong. That's what it is.
It took me up to this point to really be on them right now. And as of this moment, they're playing Auburn in the Final Four. Auburn, who's been... they're just hot right now. They won the SEC tournament, and then they've just been hot throughout the tournament. Like Harper and Brown have been ecstatic. They're playing their best ball. We've always said Auburn, if they can just, if they get hot, they can play with anybody in the country. Anybody. They're an up-tempo team, and they're just hot right now, but Virginia is one of the best defensive teams in the nation. They have DeAndre Hunter, Kyle Guy, Ty Jerome, and DeAndre Hunter is probably the best defense player in the entire nation, and he's a lock to be a top 10 pick in this year's NBA draft. And I just feel there'll be too much defense. With Auburn losing Okeke, their 3rd leading scorer, and their rebound leader, I feel that's going to kill them. And then Virginia is going to win by, I'm going to say they're going to win by 8.
I think Virginia this year, look, it doesn't matter how you get here. It's just a matter that you're here. They're playing with a lot of heart right now. They're playing on borrowed time, but I think that's going to help them to be motivated for this game and knowing that, hey, we got here, even though we didn't play our best basketball, we have a chance now to make this season right and go and improve and beat a good Auburn team and go to a national championship game. So I like Virginia to win this game, but I think it's going to be close early on. I think Auburn's going to stick with them. I would not be surprised, though, if a hot Auburn team beats them just because of the way Auburn played, the style of play that they play. I think some keys to this game definitely is going to be the three-point shooting. Auburn lives and dies by the three-point shot, and Virginia is an excellent three-point shooting team as well. I think the team that, look at it this way. If Auburn is going to win this basketball game against that defense, they're going to have to make their three-point shots. If they don't do that, they shoot a low percentage from three, it's going to be all Virginia all night. I really believe that. I think Virginia, the way they play defense, we're just talking about Texas Tech and Michigan State being two of the best defensive teams in the country. I think Virginia is the best defensive team in the country. They've proven that year after year. They hang their hat on defense. I think it's just a bad matchup for Auburn to be facing in the Final Four. And look, it's the tale of two sides. You got Auburn wants to play up-tempo. They want to run up and down the court, get fast break layups, shoot a lot of threes. And then you have Virginia Tech that wants to slow it down, play half-court offense, get back on defense, and play stingy defense. I think the team that controls the tempo, that's my second key to this game, tempo. The team that controls the tempo and dictates the tempo in this game is the team that's going to win. And whoever style of play it starts to go towards, that's who's going to win this game. And I think that's going to be Virginia. I think Virginia's going to slow it down, they're going to grind, and they're going to wear down Auburn to a point where they just don't have anything left to give.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Virginia's going to find a way.
So we both have Virginia going.
Yes.
And then you have Texas Tech, I have Michigan State. Who do you like to win a natty?
I can't believe I'm saying this. Virginia.
Really?
I have Texas Tech beating Michigan State, but Virginia...
You're not going with the Red Raiders, man? After all that, you're going to let them lose in the national title?
Virginia is just something tough. They keep finding ways this year, and I feel that this is going to be the year where Tony Bennett finally gets his natty and puts Virginia over the hump. And then next year, as it kills me to say that.
And then next year they'll lose to the 16th seed again.
Yes.
Probably what's going to happen.
Probably what's going to happen.
I think Virginia's going to get there, but I like Michigan State. I think Michigan State blows out Virginia in the national title. I think Michigan State is the most complete basketball team in the country. They've proven that to me. I was not so high on them early on, but over the course of watching them play against LSU, play against Duke, and beating those two teams, they're the most complete team. They have shooting, they have star power, they rebound the basketball, they're well coached, they don't make mental mistakes. I think Michigan State is going to go on, beat Texas Tech, and then they're going to blow out Virginia. I think it's going to be a mauling. I think Michigan State wins big by at least 20.
All right. Well, now I'm really
bold prediction.
I'm really ready for the Final Four national title now. So, as Austin was saying earlier, we're going to be moving over to our challenge segment. And like he was saying, what this segment is, we're going to have a topic, and we don't know which side of the discussion we're going to get. It's going to be completely random, so on the spot, we have to argue for whatever side we get. So our topic for this week was Duke overrated this entire time, all season long.
And drum roll, please.
Let's see which side I will be arguing. I will be arguing that Duke was not overrated this entire time. So, alright, well I'm going to start up. I think it's no question that Duke was one of the best teams all year long. Zion was a show every time he stepped foot on the court. R.J. Barrett backed up that he's one of the best players in the nation. Probably going to be the second, at worst, the third overall pick, depending on how many people love John Morant. We want to see that. But Zion, I mean, they played a great game against Michigan State. It wasn't like they got blown out. They played a really good team and lost by a point. So for people to say, was it disappointing? Yes. They have all the time. They're the top 3 players in the nation. Trey Jones, who's a top 15 player recruit. Yes, most times you should go to the Final Four with that team, which, I mean, you really should. You have a Coach K team. I can see the argument for why this season was a disappointment. But they made it to the Elite Eight. It was a really tough, they lost to a very tough Michigan State team. So I don't feel they were overrated this whole time. I felt like the hype was justified. They had a great team all year long. So I don't feel...
So do you think it was a successful season?
I mean... No,
by Duke standards.
By Coach K.
Did I just win the debate after that one question? You seem speechless.
I mean, this was, I'll admit, it was tough to find.
Come on, man. Give me a bigger fight. Look, this is why Duke is overrated. You had 4 McDonald's All-Americans this year. Trey Jones, Zion Williamson, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish. That is national championship or bust, especially coached by Coach K. Come on, man. Zion, RJ, and Cam Reddish were number 1, 2, and 3 in the ESPN All 100 coming out of high school. You should win a national championship. They're overrated. Here's why they're overrated. They had no bench all year. Nobody in their bench scored more than 5 points, averaged more than 5 points per game. Another reason why they're overrated, in their starting 5, 4 out of the starting 5 average over 30 minutes per game. They play the stars too much. They hung their hat on those stars. When those stars didn't have big games, and sometimes they are not going to have big games. They're players just like us. They're going to have down games. Sometimes they are going to have big games. So, they didn't have those big, when they didn't play big in those big games, they lost. They lost to Virginia Tech. They lost to Virginia. Lost to North Carolina twice. Okay? So, during the regular season. So, look, 6 losses. We were talking at a point why this team was going to go undefeated. And they had 6 losses. They were overrated. UCF had a blueprint of how to beat them. They exposed Duke in the Sweet 16, and then Michigan State took care of them in the Elite Eight. So definitely Duke was overrated. Look, they had no 3-point shooting. They hung their hat on the inside. If you played a team with size, they just couldn't do much. Definitely overrated.
That was a tough side for me to debate. Like that was. That was hard for me. It's a hard side for me to debate in that situation. But moving on to our last topic is, for anybody that doesn't know, it was opening week in baseball this week. And I don't know if most of our viewers, but me, I love baseball, and anytime it's going, I'm a happy person.
Yeah.
And I feel one of the biggest takeaways so far for this opening week is the Phillies backed up that they all the signings and trades, they were worth it. Phillies are for real so far. What are your take on the Phillies so far?
I definitely, that's my biggest takeaway from the opening weekend. The Phillies are definitely for real. They went 3-0 in the opening weekend. They played the Atlanta Braves, which is our team, of course. But so we kind of know. We watched every game, so we know how it went down. Look, 23 runs in 3 games. I know they're playing tonight. I don't have their updated score. I know they were winning, I think, 8-2. Last time I checked, so I don't have that updated through 4 games. But 23 runs through 3 games, 6 players in their lineup batting over 300 for the opening series. Their pitching was great. Arrieta and Aaron Nola both had 1.50 ERAs. If they can keep this up, this team's gonna win the World Series, without a doubt. Bryce Harper, look.
Bryce, JT Realmuto.
Never great. That's the best lineup in all of baseball.
They have Miguel Franco batting 8th in the lineup.
Right.
Tells you how good of a lineup they have.
JT Realmuto.
Just anybody that doesn't really know who Miguel Franco is, he batted 3rd in the lineup last year. He's batting 8th this year.
Yeah, he's a great player.
Yeah, he's a really good player. He had 26 home runs last year.
He's definitely
batting 8th for them.
All-star third.
And he has 3 home runs in the year already. So another team that I really like, they're off to a hot start, is the Seattle Mariners. And they're pretty much first in every offensive category. They're first in runs, first in home runs, first in hits, first in doubles, first in walks. They're 6-1 so far in the year. The Seattle Mariners they are coming hot.
I think
run out of the gates.
I think the Mariners probably could be the AL version of last year's Braves. Kind of a team that comes up and surprises everybody.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. They just look phenomenal. If they can just get the pitching, if the pitching can just be okay and just consistent, and just get them by, that offense will carry them all the way through.
Yeah.
And I love what I'm seeing so far from the Seattle Mariners. And another thing is I just want to say is Christian Yelich. Yeah, he's still an MVP. I mean, what he's doing is insane. He's off to
and to think that he got better,
right. He has 4 home runs already in the year. He's only played 5 games.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be a guy to watch this year. Maybe our future stud of the week.
Oh my gosh, he could have been stud of the week this week. I just said he had 4 home runs this past week. I mean, if it wasn't for Russ,
it was Westbrook 2022.
Right.
It's a 2-minute warning.
Well, as you just heard, there was our 2-minute warning. So we're gonna move to our fan question. Christian Yelich is still good. All right, wow, that's a great question coming from Brandon. Which college prospect would you want to start a franchise with? For me, I feel it's still Zion. I mean, Zion is he's a linebacker that decided he wants to play basketball. And, I mean, he just looks spectacular. If I was starting a franchise, like I say, if he just become a great, consistent shooter, he's going to be great. And he'd be who I want to start a franchise with.
Yeah, Look, Zion is definitely the easy answer here. I would probably start our franchise with Zion, but I do want to be a little different. I want to give our fans definitely somebody else to think of. I would go with Ja Morant from Murray State. He's probably the second best prospect in this draft. If it's not Zion, it's definitely Ja Morant. The guy, he has comparisons to Westbrook. I think he can do it all. He's very athletic. If he already has a good 3-point shot, but if he can get a consistent NBA range 3-point shot, the guy's gonna be deadly. He puts on a little more weight to fill out that body. He's definitely gonna be dangerous coming into the NBA. He's great defensively, great guy, has great passing vision. If you're looking at a guy, I think Zion is a great player. He's a safe pick. But if you're looking for more of a high risk, high reward, Ja Morant's the guy to go with.
I mean, I love Ja Morant. I know we've talked about him on previous shows, and I think Ja Morant's the real deal. And I think he might have moved himself to might have jumped to RJ for the second pick.
He's gonna be the second pick in the draft.
The second pick?
Yeah. One thing I want to say about Zion is I think Zion's a great player and he has great athletic ability, but he is carrying a lot of weight. That was our buzzer, but he is carrying a lot of weight on that body, and the injury is a concern for me. For that athletic body, he has too much weight to carry. So
we'll see what happens. Well, as you heard, that was a buzzer. So that was the end of the show. We want to thank everybody for watching, and we're going to see y'all next week.
Thanks, everybody.